In media, violence is commonplace. I mean, take a look at the two top selling genres of movies in the box office: horror movies, and right above it, action movies. Action movies make bank in the box office. I mean, take a look at Marvel right now. Avengers Endgame is the highest grossing movie of all time, simply because people like watching people fight each other. It's simple as that. I don't think it's because of the interesting technology or being able to watch these characters that we've known for a long time grow and eventually die, though yes, that certainly plays its part. The the core of these movies and why they're so popular is because people like watching people punch each other. Simple as that. And people really always have. I mean, take a look at the Roman gladiators. Back then, they were forced to either fight each other or slaughter massive beasts. Why? Simply because the rich were bored that day. It really didn't add to much. Their lives didn't matter that much to the rich. All it was just entertainment. Violence is an inherent part of the human experience, as terrible as that may be to say. Now, many people wonder, when is the right time for a child to be introduced to that part of the human experience? And I'll admit, that is a good question. But I don't think that they should be shunned away from it. Children are going to learn eventually. And just because you show them a Marvel movie, that does not mean that they are going to decide to become the next school shooter. It's just not the truth. I mean, take a look at the worst school shooting of all time, Columbine. After doing some research, I discovered that the FBI did an investigation on the psyche of the two shooters, even though they had already committed suicide. They looked at journals, things that they had said on the internet, and all of these things led to signs that one of the shooters was extremely depressed and thus very easy to manipulate, and the other shooter was psychotic and believed that the others around him were inferior morons, as I believe it was put. And thus he saw the only way to, the only right path was to cleanse his school. As terrible as that may be, it was not started because of violence. It was started because of ego. Because these people did not, their signs of mental health degrading went unnoticed. And because of that, a terrible tragedy occurred. To avoid a situation like that, I don't think that the right path is to simply go straight towards banning violence in movies. In fact, violence has taught me a great deal, not about how to kill people, but about how fragile life really is and how important human life is. It's done a great deal for me, and I'm sure that I am not the only one. Instead of looking and blaming violence in the media, I think that we should take a look at ourselves and what we're teaching in schools. So many students do not know what is happening within their own brains, within their own bodies. All of these hormones during puberty decide to start acting up and just start happening. And many people don't know how to deal with it. If we teach these people, these children, how to deal with what is happening within their brains and within their bodies, and not just physically or sexually, mentally helping them with what is going on in their heads, I think that we could actually make some progress and stop this cycle of violence that humanity has been going through forever. My name is Jack Watson. Thank you for listening.